And here they come, live from Voorhees High School in Glen Gardner, New Jersey. The Garden State Athletic Network and the NFHS Network bring you the season opener. The Voorhees Vikings taking on the Warren Hills Blue Streaks. John Kovach along with Nicolas Iacovo here. Beautiful night for football. Tonight's game being brought to you by our sponsors, Califon Dental Arts. Looking for a dental practice that treats you like family? Welcome to Califon Dental Arts. Led by Dr. Russell O'Connell, our team delivers gentle, top-quality care for the whole family. From routine checkups to complete smile makeovers, we pair advanced dental technology with relaxed, comfortable atmosphere to give you the smile you deserve. Visit us at 3 Sliker Road in Califon. Call 908-832-2300 or book your appointment online at Califon Dental Arts today. Scheibel's Plumbing, HVAC and water treatment. Need complete home solutions you can depend on? Welcome to Scheibel's Plumbing, Heating, and Water Treatment. Backed by more than 40 years of local experience, their skilled team does it all, from plumbing repairs and water treatment systems to complete heating and air conditioning care. With expert technicians and honest, reliable service, Scheibel's keeps your home comfortable, safe, and running smoothly year-round. Call 908-537-6770 or visit scheibelsplumbing.com today. Holly Lippett of Whitekirk Realtors. Ready to buy or sell a home in Hunterdon or Somerset County? Meet Holly Lippett with Whitekirk Realtors. As a second-generation realtor licensed in both New Jersey and Pennsylvania, Holly brings local market experience, powerful digital tools, and unmatched negotiation skills to every detail. Whether you're selling for top dollar or finding your ideal home, she makes the process seamless and stress-free. Call Holly Lippett at 908-672-5383 or visit hollylippett.com today. And Endress Automotive, we just had the choice. Voorhees has elected to receive. They're going to take the ball, and this will be the first test, Nick, in that you have a Voorhees team that lost Sam Meekings, that lost Matteo Tramutolo, guys that were on that team that went 8-2, that made the states, that won the Milk Can game, and they lost a ton. We're going to get back to that question right after the national anthem here on Salute to Service Night at Voorhees High School.
It is the unselfish and heroic acts of our EMTs, firefighters, police force, and armed forces that allow all of us to pursue our dreams undaunted by the threats of catastrophe in service or enemies both domestic and abroad. It's at this moment we'd like any current or former member of an EMT service, fire department, police force, or armed forces to please stand and be recognized.
Members and former members of the armed forces, of fire, police, and EMS standing, and just a very cool logo they're using tonight on the helmets. Stylized V with the Viking. It's an American flag motif. I was blown away. I saw it. I thought it was a really stylized Viking-themed V with the red, white, and blue and the stars and stripes. And then when I got a closer look at it, I was blown away. We're going to pause right now for our national anthem.
Nicolas Iacovo, Garden State Athletic Network here with John Kovach. As John, you mentioned at the output, Sam Meekings. This was a Voorhees roster, a lot of turnover. There's going to be a lot of replacing. Sam Meekings, 1,500 yards last season, along with Mateo Tremoto, 1,300. Tramitola, 1,300.
It's a tough one.
It is a tough name to pronounce, especially when I don't have the pronunciations in front of me. 1,300 yards on the ground, 700 yards receiving out of Rylan Benitez. This is a high-flying Voorhees offense, and this is a team last year that went 8-2. They clinched their spot, as you mentioned, in the Central Jersey tournament with a 27-7 victory over North Huntington in the Milk Can game. But then, oh boy, did the Cows really not come home when they traveled all the way to Camden in a rough 53-0 loss that ended up the year. I think that's going to stick with players. A very tough loss, but let's see how this group from last season is going to take the step forward.
That is makes for a long off season.
And then also when you look at Warren Hills, the big story for Warren Hills is Cole Stevens. He's now a senior. He's the 8th leader in the state of New Jersey in passing yards returning. Last season threw for just shy of 3,000 yards. They had 3,700 yards of offense as a team last year, the Blue Streak. So it's going to be interesting to see this style of play where you got Warren Hills who's bringing back their high-powered offense and Voorhees with a brand new look as we kick it off and we're underway.
Squib kick is fielded on the bounce by number 4 for Voorhees, senior wideout Toby Dorr. And the coverage all over that, Nick.
Elite coverage done by Warren Hills. A great job on kick coverage. We say this as coaches all the time. Special teams can make or break teams. And you saw right there Warren Hills getting after it early on.
I think Voorhees took the ball knowing that you've got Cole Stevens and all that offense he brings. But, man, if the Blue Streaks are going to come at him like that, it's going to be tough. Wide look, handoff right up the middle, and it's shut down just behind the line of scrimmage. Handoff was, I believe, to Paul Mosier, a freshman running back. And it is a young team, this Voorhees team, led by junior quarterback Lucas Benitez, number 9.
Exactly. As we mentioned last season, came off a 1,500-yard season. Very solid year that he had for Voorhees. But, as mentioned, Sam Meekings, left last year. Benitez takes the snap, first throw.
That was a good play action because I bid on the fake to Mosier, and he tried to throw what looked like I'll call it a post. Might have been a slant, Nick.
I believe it was an early slant, kind of getting the offense going, get the quick game started off. And again, as mentioned earlier, this is a Voorhees offense that is replenishing a lot of pieces from last year. It's almost a completely new team, whereas Warren Hills brought back a ton of assets. So it's really going to be intriguing to see how the scheme's going to differ from this year, last year. The very obvious change with a new quarterback, but it's also you got new weapons on the outside.
3rd and 12, same set for Voorhees. Benitez, balls up, throws it over everybody to the Warren Hills bench. And on 4th and 12, you're going to see an early punt from the Vikings with 11:08 left in this first quarter.
And that was Toby Dorr on a bit of a hitch route to get on the outside. And you saw Benitez kind of took a little bit of a double hitch before letting the ball fly. As a quarterback, sometimes you have to make sure that you're confident in your throw. Step into it. Don't hitch, because the moment that you do that, that's when you're going to get a wobbly pass.
Talking to Voorhees head coach Matt Ivanchko before the game, he said he really needs his guys to play within themselves. They're young. They can't try to replace everything. Punts up. Fielded and dropped and recovered by number 2 for
that was Adam Stone.
Adam Stone, the sophomore for the Blue Streaks. They will take over 1st and 10 at their own 42-yard line.
This is an offense, as we mentioned at the outset, high-scoring offense. Averaged 30 points a game last year, but they allowed an average of 20 points. So let's see. Offensively, you know this Warren Hills team is going to move the ball around, but how are they going to be defensively? They got a big 3-and-out to start. Let's see if their offense can keep pace.
And they lost some heartbreakers. One-score games, less than one-score games. Jet motion across. Handoff on the sweep coming across. That's number 10.
It's a big collision by Dorr on the outside. Jet sweep went to number 10.
And it's an alphabetical roster, so it's going to take us a minute to find the... Number 10 is Reese Schott, senior. Wide receiver, corner. Also a kicker, Nick. He hit from 50 during warm-ups.
It's going to be interesting to see how they're going to use that leg. Again, Warren Hills, this is a team I don't think they're going to want to get into kind of deep, long field goal territory, but maybe when you have a kicker with that type of leg, you kind of be a little bit more aggressive.
The jet sweep set up 2nd and 3. Toss to number 7, Noah Wernicke. And the junior moves the chains. 1st and 10.
And I got to give a huge shout out to Leighton Silpoch, number 22, on that toss. They went with a split back set. Silpoch got out into the alley and took out the corner, so that allows running back to really get out flat towards the sideline area and get the first down and keep the chains moving.
1st and 10 at the Voorhees 42. 10:48 to go in the first quarter. No score. Warren Hills versus Voorhees on the Garden State Athletic Network and the NFHS Network. Throw by Stevens. He's going for it all, and he's got it.
What a throw that was.
Mason Walton, the senior, with the catch. And with 10:39 left in this first quarter, Warren Hills is on the board.
A beautiful deep shot post off the play fake. They did a great job selling with the jet motion. They've had jet motion the first 3 plays of this game, and then immediately you make the defense fake out with the jet and fire over the top with a deep post route. A great job by Warren Hills.
With a pass like that, you have to follow the ball out with the receiver.
Kick is up, and it's good. 7-0 the lead for the Blue Streaks of Warren Hills. Tonight's game brought to you by Endress Automotive, formerly Rick Allen's. They're in Hampton, New Jersey. Full service auto repair. Looking for honest, dependable auto repair in Hunterdon County? Welcome to Endress Automotive in Hampton. From routine oil changes and tire service to complex engine diagnostics and brake repairs, their expert technicians handle it all to keep your vehicle running safely and smoothly. With top-tier customer service and quality craftsmanship, Endress Automotive is the local shop you can trust. Visit them at 22 East Main Street in Hampton. Call 908-537-2242 or head online to endressautomotive.com today. 7-0. Warren Hills on the board early. Here at Voorhees, John Kovach, Nick Iacovo with you. Squib kick again. It's off a Voorhees player. It's still loose, and Warren Hills has it.
We got it.
Warren Hills has the ball.
We got it, Coach. We got it.
Let's see what they
Waiting for a signal. And I think you can tell by the reaction of the players in white and blue. Warren Hills is going to take over now. Oh! A player jumped up in celebration on a lineman, and they didn't quite stick it right, and he fell from about 6 feet. He ran off on his own power, but that scared me a little bit.
As coaches, we always say, got to be smart of your surroundings. Don't try to get too hyped up into the game. I understand a lot of emotions coming through, but Got to make sure you're knowing what you're doing before you cost your team.
1st and 10 at the Voorhees 33. And Warren Hills, which scored 8 seconds ago, has the ball back. Cole Stevens under center this time, not in the gun. Jet across, rolls to his left, stops. He's under pressure. Ball's up. Ball is caught. Nice catch in traffic by number 22. And we're going to take another look at that, Nick. Just coming across and like that clear route that you see so much.
Exactly. You have a clear out going on the outside. So what that does is it takes the corner and the safety out of the picture. So then what you're left with is just a basic flood concept between number 2 and number 3. And your secondary receiver went up the field about 7-8 yards and then found what we call a zone finder, which is you're going towards the sideline, but you're just finding a soft spot in the zone. Easy catch for a big first down.
Sophomore Leighton Robert Silpak on the catch. Handoff up the middle, picks up a couple. Bring up 2nd down for Warren Hills.
Bringing up 2nd down.
One thing I am noticing that is very interesting to look at, there's not a lot of urgency coming from Voorhees. Not a lot of urgency. They seem very, very calm considering the circumstance that they find themselves in.
They want them to play within themselves, and they said it is a young defense. They have some guys back, but they had 8 sophomores start. That's a carry across, laddered out, and into the end zone, just very matter-of-factly. Noah Wernicke, the junior, takes it in.
And that's just a basic power concept. Nothing too fancy, just very, very simple. You jet a motion across, and then you just get easy power running going right across the field. And you can see on replay here, just a jet across, and there's nothing too out of the ordinary there. Basic power run, gets to the outside, finds the alley, and then, as we always say, sometimes you just got to be a football player and do what you can in space.
It was well blocked at both levels, and what I liked about that, there's this misconception. Kick is good, makes it 14-0 with 8:57 to go. There's this misconception that jet sweep has to be a C gap, D gap, the line for the concession stand play. You got to take it that wide. No, cut it up the inside where there's a hole and then take it outside once you're past the first level or the second level.
Exactly.
And that's what we saw, and it pays off.
Exactly. Take what the defense is going to give you. If they're going to give you just a free open lane right up the middle, take that, and then you can attack to the outside. But don't just immediately rush to the outside and force yourself into traffic.
14-0, 2 scores by Warren Hills in the first 3 minutes and 3 seconds of this contest here on the Garden State Athletic Network and the NFHS Network. John Kovach, Nick Iacovo with you from Richard Degnan Field at Voorhees High School. And you know they're going to squib this. Do they squib it back to the right side? And you can see that Voorhees has tightened up a little bit. They're packing their return team into a 30. And that one's off a front line, and that's going to be recovered by Warren Hills again. And that's going to be a first down at the 50. Dylan Bag. No, excuse me. Carson Steele, the senior, on the recovery. And with 8:52 to go, the spots moved back to the Warren Hills 49. Warren Hills 1st and 10. They're up 2 scores, and they have recovered the last 2. First was, well, they're both squib kicks. The first one was to the second, third row. This one off in the front row. And this Voorhees defense is going to get tired quick. It's not a cool night, Nick.
Like, not a cool night. And again, when you got special teams immediately making impacts for Warren Hills, let's see how Voorhees can respond.
Jet across. Toss to 22.
That was Silpach.
Thank you, sir.
That was Silpach. And that was interesting. They ran a halfback toss, but they ran it almost like a wide toss. So they had to split back.
Well,
and Silpach was lined up on the wider side.
But I think the jet motion was a key block in that.
Exactly.
I think that was set up to go wide. I want to look at that, and we might look at that on Chalk Talk next week to see how they blocked that, because it was a very interesting combination of motion, alignment, and toss. Second and short. Motion and flags.
False start going to be in the backfield, yep. So Voorhees able to catch a break finally, which is huge. And so now let's see how Warren Hills is going to respond. Backed up pretty deep.
It'll be 2nd and 6. Still in Voorhees territory. They're at the Voorhees 47-yard line. 7:45 to go in this first quarter. Cole Stevens under center. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff, drops back, ball's up. And a flag comes in. I think you're going to have defensive pass interference there. Mason Walton, the intended receiver, and I think a little bit of shoulder pad was grabbed, and that's going to be 15 in the first down.
Absolutely, and on that route, there was nothing too fancy about that. It was just a deep kind of smash route, as we like to call it, a deep corner route. Ran from the outside. When you run those corner routes from the outside, you're breaking inside first and then cutting it straight out. It is a very, very tough coverage for a secondary player, particularly a cornerback in man-to-man coverage. It is very, very tough to cover that.
If you run it right, you make your cut after the defensive back twists his hips and commits a direction, and then he's playing catch-up the rest of the route. Stevens under center, jet motion across, handoff, and to the edge, Silpak
just gets wrestled down on the jet sweep again. Got to give credit to Warren Hills. They are running this jet motion fantastically well.
And we're only 5 minutes into this first quarter. 2nd and 2. Coming up from the Voorhees, we're going to call it the 23. John Kovach, Nicolas Iacovo with you on the Garden State Athletic Network and the NFHS Network. 14-0 to score. Warren Hills, they are in the blue, or the white with blue numbers and blue details. Voorhees in the, call it crimson and gold, and the very cool. And we've got another penalty, timeout, excuse me. Timeout called by Warren Hills. 6:25 to go in this first quarter, and the Streaks with a 14-0 lead here on the Garden State Athletic Network and the NFHS Network. Do you want to become an advertiser? Like Califon Family Dental and Scheibel Plumbing, HVAC, and water treatment? Network and game sponsorship opportunities are available for this fall, the winter, the spring. You can learn more about sponsorships by scanning the QR code on your screen now, calling us at 973-738-3881, or by sending an email to sponsorships, and that's plural, at GardenStateAthleticNetwork.com. Warren Hills comes out of the timeout. They lead 14-0. And it's 2nd and 2 from the Voorhees 23. And I got to think after the time, we're going to see something creative here. We've got split backs and Cole Stevens under center, Nick. Tight end trade. And handoff, they just run power. That's Silpak. Runs into a pile, but he's moved the chains. It's going to be 1st and 10 around the 14-yard line.
The chain's on a bit of a slide motion coming from that tight end. And you mentioned there's going to be a lot of creativity. I think Warren Hills is just going to keep it basic, saying, you know what, let's just pound the rock, keep moving the ball forward.
You can get creative just through formation. I think that's what you saw there. They wanted to see what the adjustment was going to be if they flopped the tight end. And then, of course, to do that, the wide out where the tight end vacated has to step up. The wide out the tight end went to has to step back. Handoff up the middle. It's number 7. That's Noah Wernicke. Picks up about 5. Going to be 2nd 5 from the Voorhees 9. 5.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Warren Hills just looks deliberate, like they're deliberate to the huddle, they're deliberate out of the huddle.
As we mentioned earlier, they
play
have
action, roll out there, a boot. Stevens throws it up and it's caught. A leaping catch. That's number 10. Reese Schott, the senior who's already kicked 2 extra points.
And Schott just on a deep backside crosser. I mean, that's one of those that we just call get in the frame. And as you can see on instant replay right here, Stevens gets the drop back and he's just looking for anybody. He was looking for that deep corner in the end zone, but then just a great job getting in the quarterback's frame. We always say this, and I tell receivers this all the time. Listen, just because you're not the primary target does not mean you're never going to be out of a play.
I want to see that one again when we do Chalk Talk next week. Low snap. Scooped up by Stevens. Stevens is running, trying to make something happen. He's eluded a couple of tacklers. Ball's up, incomplete. And the score stays 20-0 in favor of Warren Hills with 4:54 to go in this first quarter. There was a receiver who went deeper and cleared that route. You had a defender go with it, and it opened up that route just long enough for Stevens to find the open man.
Exactly. You clear it out, get the defenders out of the way. Sometimes we say, as a player, it's best that sometimes you're almost not in the way, because then you're getting defenders out of the picture so that your quarterback can make easier throws, and at that time just not able to connect.
20-0 the score. Warren Hills to kick off again. This will be their 4th kickoff. They've all been on the ground, and the last 2 were recovered by the Blue Streaks and resulted in scoring drives. Voorhees really hasn't had the ball for about 6-7 minutes, Nick.
Yeah, it really has. It's been a lot of Warren Hills, as we mentioned, and it's partially because of this unit out right here. The special teams unit has been outstanding for Warren Hills. Let's see if they can keep it up.
Kick to the middle. It's through. It is scooped up by Toby Dorr. Dorr's got a seam! And Dorr brings the Voorhees crowd to life. He found an opening and got to midfield. The Vikings will take over 1st and 10 with 4:42 left in the first quarter. That's the danger when you're going for this all the time. And he just had
daylight in front of him, found a crease early. You mentioned it, and as we said, when you're squib kicking and you're doing those shorter range kicks, one of the very big dangers is that you get the ball into the ball carrier's hands a lot sooner than your kick coverage team may be anticipating, and right there it pays dividends.
And I also think in this case, Warren Hills is looking for the recovery. They're looking, so you're going to have guys coming out of their lanes, and a loss of lane discipline results in a return like that.
So,
Benitez with the handoff right up the middle.
just a wall of the blue streak immediately
And
stopping.
shut down for no gain.
Lost a helmet, too, from Warren Hills.
Paul Mosier, the freshman. And this is a young Voorhees team. They started 8 sophomores on defense against Roselle Park in a game scrimmage last week, Nick. Now they have more players, they have more upperclassmen back. But they know it's a young team and they believe in him. Benitez on the roll. Little pitch and catch there to number 22, Sean Torino, the senior tight end, moves the chains.
That time Torino was just lined up as a wing, getting out into the flat. Very easy, quick completion. That's one of the things that I think as quarterbacks sometimes they struggle with is just get the easy completions. Find a guy in the flat, get it to the football. I always tell quarterbacks this all the time. It may not look pretty, but those yards that they'll get are still yards that are going on your tally. So at the end of the day, get it to the guys in space, even if it's a short completion.
Well, I think it's also a confidence-building throw. Handoff up the middle to Mosier. He picks up a couple, bring up 2nd and 8. Yeah, you start to make completions. You start to think, I can do this at the varsity level. And it's those little, 5 to 10 yard plays, often and out into space, that a young quarterback can hit and get a few completions in a row and start to believe, and that's so important for a young quarterback.
Exactly, and also as you just mentioned, it also chips away at the defense a little bit. It gets those little ticks. It gets those little ticks in the armor that a defense has that's going to help out an offense.
3 receivers up top. Benitez is looking that way. Lofts it. It's just. I don't think anybody had a shot at that. I think it was out of bounds before.
Doer was the closest one to that pass, and it looked like Benitez, I don't know if the ball got tipped off the release, but it came out very, very wobbly.
Yeah, it wasn't right.
And take this as a former receiver. When you have a wobbly pass like that, it is very, very difficult to adjust mid-air to those throws.
3rd and a long 8 for the Vikings. They are at the Warren Hills 39-yard line, 3:13 to go in the first quarter. Miscommunication there. Each went the wrong side. Mosier gets tackled after a gain of about 1. Got back up and not really.
Got up, back up, and fired up. Got to give him credit for the energy at least.
4th down. Voorhees just inside the Warren Hills 38. And it looks like they're going to keep you're kind of in a bad spot here because a punt's just going to go into the end zone.
Punt's going to go in the end zone, maybe a little too far for your kicker, and you're down by 3 scores. You kind of have to keep the offense on the field at this point. But if I'm Voorhees, I'm going towards the boundary, running a bit of kind of that flat route, maybe a deep out route as well, kind of get something into the boundary towards that Warren Hill sideline, and then honestly get out of bounds. I know it's probably not going to stop the clock all that much, but I think if you're able to get the first down, that is a huge sign of life for this Voorhees team.
Well, Voorhees stopped the clock, but not in the way they wanted to as they burned their first time out. Some confusion on the formation. 20-0, Warren Hills with the lead. Voorhees going for it on 4th and 8 when we come back. Tonight's contest brought to you by Califon Dental Arts. Looking for a dental practice that treats you like family? Welcome to Califon Dental Arts. Led by Dr. Russell O'Connell, our team delivers gentle, top-quality care for the whole family. From routine checkups to complete smile makeovers, we pair advanced dental technology with a relaxed, comfortable atmosphere to give you the smile you deserve. Visit us at 3 Sliker Road in Califon. Call 908-832-2300 or book your appointment online at califondentalarts.com today. Two receivers each side for Voorhees. Snap to Benitez. Drops back. Looked. Faked it. Now he scrambles. Has a receiver and overthrows. Voorhees will turn the ball over on downs. It'll be 1st and 10 for Warren Hills at their own 38 with 2:12 to go in the first quarter. They already lead 20-0.
And I know that's a tough throw to make, but I want to give credit, though, for the pocket awareness done by Benitez on that. Feeling out the pressure, staying the play alive. Just got to hit your receiver in stride. I think that was Vernick who he was looking for on that kind of like bailout towards the sideline area.
Yeah, I wish I had seen what happened. I think the coverage, because he did initially look to the left side, and he had to see something in the coverage that he didn't like. Now some confusion in the Warren Hills backfield. Cole Stevens adjusts his backs. He's under center. Hands off to Silpocht, who ladders it outside, runs into a defender, and he's suplexed down. But after a gain of 9, it's going to be 2nd and 1 from the Warren Hills 47-yard line. $1:45 to go in what's been a long first quarter, Nick.
It's been a very, very long one. Not the good kind of long. It's been high scoring. Got to give it credit. It's been high scoring, but it has really been all about the streaks today.
And they come to the line. Handoff right up the middle. The chains are going to move. Voorhees did shut that down, but the chains will move on the carry. Number 7.
That was Noah Wernicke. Wernicke on just a basic ISO handoff, just right up the gut. Not going to find anything too fancy or too crazy, but the forward progress does move the chains.
This is the first these teams have played since the 2021 season when Warren Hills beat Voorhees 40-0. 1st and 10 at the Warren Hills 49. Slow motion across, handoff to Silpocht. Picks his way through, and he's tackled at the Voorhees 36 after a gain of about 14-15.
And that was a beautiful ball fake there, faking the outside toss and then just quickly just handing it off right up to Silpocht. And then he just had, it looked like a crater of an open gap between the tackle and guard, just immediately breaking free, hitting that 100 miles an hour, and then flying through and being a football player and getting easy yards.
Now, I was about to say, I don't think Warren Hills is going to break the huddle, and they'll take it to the quarter, but they carried it late, and now they're going to ensure that this snap is the end of the first quarter. Snap is off. This is a pass out.
Oh, what a juke.
What a move by Mason Walton, who then walks down the sideline
And that was
for the touchdown.
incredible move by Walton on just a basic hitch screen. Nothing too fancy about that.
I don't know that this wasn't intended to be a double pass initially.
It might have, but then Walton just a great job faking inside and then cutting right back out.
And he literally tiptoes the sideline down. 26-0 now. Looks like Warren Hills will kick. They're not going to chase that extra point that they missed earlier. Stevens is going to hold for reshot. Low snap, kicks up, and it's good. 27-0. The score in favor of Warren Hills as we hit the end of the first quarter here on the Garden State Athletic Network and the NFHS Network.
Voorhees Vikings cheerleader.
Need complete home solutions you can depend on? Welcome to Scheibel's Plumbing, Heating, and Water Treatment. Backed by more than 40 years of local experience, their skilled team does it all. From plumbing repairs and water treatment systems to complete heating and air conditioning care. With expert technicians and honest, reliable service, Scheibel's keeps your home comfortable, safe, and running smoothly year-round. Call 908-537-6770 or visit scheibelsplumbing.com today. Ready to buy or sell a home in Hunterdon or Somerset County? Meet Holly Lippett with White Shirt Realtors, a second-generation realtor licensed in both New Jersey and Pennsylvania. Holly brings local market expertise, powerful digital tools, and unmatched negotiation skills to every deal. Whether you're selling for top dollar or finding your ideal home, she makes the process seamless and stress-free. Call Holly Lippett at 908-672-5383 or visit hollylippett.com today. Warren Hills to kick off again to start this second quarter. The cheerleaders being acknowledged by the PA system. Good crowd here on Salute to Service night, honoring members of the military, police, firefighters, EMS. Deep squib there, and that bounces over the top of the last row. It's rattling around on the 50, scooped up on the hop, and finding a way up and out to the 15.
Was Paul Mosier, the freshman. Great job tracking the ball on that bounce, too. That could have been very, very dangerous.
I didn't see anything good coming out of that.
That did not look good to start, but got to give him credit. So now as we see right here.
33. In the second half. So they'll stay regular.
And here comes Voorhees lining out.
Penalties, injuries, timeouts.
You can see Toby Dorr split out wide with Vernick in the slot. Benitez in the shotgun. Looks like he's got a tight end to his left side as well. 2-by-2 look. And they run the option, and it's not going to get anything for Voorhees. So now it's going to be a second down. It looks like about 11 or 12 yards for Voorhees. And honestly, if I'm Voorhees, I would honestly take maybe a shot downfield. I mean, you got nothing to lose. Oh,
you got nothing to lose.
Oh, it looks like we got a man down for Warren Hills. Man down. Ooh.
It's one of the big fellas, too.
I believe that is number 50. I believe it's 56.
Yeah, I meant to bring binoculars, too. It was the last thing I said to my wife on the way out. Guess what I don't have?
Exactly. And you know what? It's another great point, as you mentioned at the outset. It's a hot day today, so you got to make sure that you're hydrated.
Endress Automotive, which is formerly Rick Allen's. They are in Hampton, and they can do anything you need. Looking for honest, dependable auto repair in Hunterdon County? Welcome to Endress Automotive in Hampton. From routine oil changes and tire service to complex engine diagnostics and brake repairs, their expert technicians handle it all to keep your vehicle running smoothly and safely. With top-tier customer service and quality craftsmanship, Endless Automotive is the local shop you can trust. Visit them at 22 East Main Street in Hampton. Call 908-573-2242 or head online to endressautomotive.com today. So, Nick, I was just checking with Wayne Sackman, who is the clock operator, and if the score hits 33-0, it'll go to a running clock in the second half. Benitez scrambling, trying to find something, and just throws it out of bounds.
It's a great job by Benitez, making something out of nothing, just trying to keep the play alive, and then does a very smart thing. A lot of young quarterbacks, sometimes they fail to do this, but they keep trying to extend the play. They keep trying to go forward. Sometimes it's best. You know what? Take your lumps, just throw it out of bounds. You keep the drive alive, not to mention you have another down to spare. So now you're at third down. You didn't lose any yards. You didn't gain any either, but you keep the offense moving.
Our crew this evening, referee Mark Butler, umpire Darren Dickinson, Head line judge Danny Carey, line judge Scott Iliff, field judge Anthony Daly, and side judge Mike Zingaro. And that's a field that they need people to step up and become officials. It's a tough job. It's a thankless job. But without them, we don't have these games.
Exactly. And now it's going to be intriguing now. 3rd and long. Benitez drops back. Oh!
Off of the hands of number 5, Ryan Vernick. And Vernick took a hit after that.
Vernick took a shot, but I got to give credit to Benitez. That is a fantastic
Ball
throw.
was on his head. Ball was right there on his hands. He rolled to his left. He had the receiver, and it's just a matter of getting it into your hands.
And smartly, they're probably going to keep the offense out on the field for
Yeah.
I mean, you got nothing to lose at this point. I mean, you might as well keep the offense out there, see if you could get the first down, keep the drive going.
4th and 12
A tight
At-
set here. Oh, never mind.
at their own 14. They go from tight to spread. I think Benitez is going to punt. Benitez drop back. This is going to be a quick kick. And it's up. Bounces around midfield.
Great bounce. Great job by Benitez. And you know what? For a punt, when you're backed up in your own end zone, that is the perfect kind of kick that you need. Get it out. Let it fly just a little bit. Get some nice distance. Great job all around.
And that young man, that took a lot of points. You're asking that young man who's tried to make some plays. He's having, with the rest of his teammates, a really rough night here with Warren Hills up 27-0. And now you're saying line up in gun, and we're going to spread out. You're going to take 3 steps back and punt it. And by the way, you're in the shadow of your own goalpost. And he's got Warren Hills back their worst field position in some time, starting at their own 42, 1st and 10.
Let's see. I think maybe you're going to see Warren Hills keep the ball on the ground for this drive. Might not see them throw it through the air.
Jet motion across, handoff back toward the motion. This is Wernicke, who finds a seam, picks up close to 20, and it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Blue Streaks at the Voorhees 39.
And again, a big drive. Again, another just basic run. There's nothing too complicated, nothing too crazy, just easy. Just up the middle, smash mouth football. We haven't seen Voorhees really adjust to it yet. Warren Hill's going to keep maybe the ball on the ground for this drive.
Yeah, I would not. Unless you're trying to tack one on. Run, and then pop one up, when they're not expecting.
Maybe a play action you could see potentially here.
Jet motion across. Handoff. They've got it in the backfield. Ball's loose. I think Voorhees is signaling that they have it.
I think Warren Hills fell right back on top
I think Warren
of it.
Hills got it. And he's hurt. And that is the kicker, number 10, reshot. And the way he's rolling around, I think he came. Oh, it's a cramp.
Yeah,
I thought he came down on the ball, but
no, it's just a cramp again, as we mentioned. It's a hot day today. We're looking at about maybe high 70s, maybe a low 80s temperature. Very hot in the early stages of the fall, and particularly again when your shot, who's been playing both ways, hasn't had a lot of rest this entire game. Cramping's going to eventually just happen to you.
You don't think about it, but landing on the ball like that, it can knock the wind out of you. We had a case when I was coaching up in Connecticut, and the kid came over, Coach, I can't breathe, and I kind of palped his ribs, thinking it was a rib or something, and he gasped so I'm like, all right, we're getting you out of here.
Mm-hmm.
And he had a lacerated liver. They had they took him to a hospital, airlifted him to Yale, New Haven, and he had to have emergency surgery. Well, I mean, when you weigh 120 pounds, sopping wet in a sumo suit, but yeah, it can go bad.
So now here we go. 9:47 left on the clock. As we mentioned, running clock will start if Warren Hills is able to put the ball in the end zone.
Second half.
Second half of running clock, which the way this drive is looking right now, it certainly could be in favor of Warren Hills.
2nd and 20 after that miscue. Really the first by Warren Hills tonight. Back to the jet motion. Toss. Silpak up the outside. He's going to move to chains.
And I mean, that is just a killer. If you are a defensive coordinator and you have a crackback toss that goes for what felt like a million yards on that, that's just one of those where you're just like, man, what are we going to do?
2nd and 20. Just keep it boxed in.
Exactly.
I mean,
but I got to give credit, though, to Warren Hills. Great job on the outside, coming in with the motion from the outside receiver, then getting a crackback block on that linebacker to kick out and then get into the alley. And then Silpak, again, just being a football player and showing a lot of speed. There's a lot of burst coming in that young man today.
1st and 10 at the Voorhees 27-yard line. 8:45 to go in this second quarter. Stevens back to pass. It's up, and it's incomplete.
And that was just a basic levels concept. You got a running back out into the flat. You got a tight end going over the top. Then you got a receiver deep on another kind of smash route, getting everything on 3 different levels. And then if all else fails, you got a backside crosser. Put the ball on the tight end's hands, just not able to make the catch. So now with 8:38 to go, let's see what Warren Hills is going to be able to pull off here.
.838. 2nd and 10. There's that ubiquitous jet motion, handoff across. And it's nice job stretching that out by Voorhees. Jaden Vasquez, the sophomore, on the carry.
And you got to give credit to Dustin Moak, able to really keep the defense alive. He met him early, kept him in the backfield, not able to make the tackle, but Moak doing that allowed his defenders to be able to give chase and catch right back up. And it's just a basic angle tackling. You got to find your open space.
I just thought of something. I wish I thought of it earlier when we had that injury stoppage. Anybody really surprised that Reese Schott has a cramp in his leg? I mean, he's kicked 5 kickoffs and 5 extra points.
And he's been on the field constantly and has dropped back.
A lot of patience by Stevens. Steps up, throws it down. It's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Voorhees, number 5, Ryan Vernick, who had that pass off his hands on their last drive. Let's take a look at this.
And Stevens, again, dropping back. He had a seam up the field. The deep crosser, not able to keep his feet planted. Underthrows the pass. Great coverage there by Voorhees. Again, we talk about extending plays. We say this sometimes with young quarterbacks. When you are able to extend the play, it helps because it allows you to keep the offense moving. But sometimes extending is a bad thing. And you just saw right there. Kept the play alive a little too long. Not to mention, it looked like he had open grass in front of him. He could have maybe taken off and run.
Kept waiting for him to run.
It looked like he could have ran.
Really kept waiting for him to run that ball. And if you want, Vernick just kind of settled in. He knew there was an area, and he just kind of sat there and waited for it. 1st and 10 for Voorhees. They're at their own 4, trailing 27-0 with 8:21 to go in the first half here on Garden State Athletic Network and the NFHS Network. Handoff out of the end zone.
Ball came out.
Ball's out.
Power running.
Referee is digging deep into that pile.
Warren Hills, they're reacting. I think
I'm seeing a 2nd down indicator by the white hat, the referee behind the offense, though. And the sticks move, 2nd and 5. So I don't know if they ruled it down or if Voorhees came up with it.
I think they might have ruled him. I think they might have ruled him down because again, the collision came and you saw he was kind of stood up and then the ball came out. So they might have ruled him down and then the ball came out, and that's what the commotion was coming about.
Benitez throws to his left, has a man, and an excellent play.
Excellent coverage by Mason Walt in the corner on the outside on Doer. Just an easy slant coverage. Great reaction on the ball. And again, nothing too fancy. You don't got to go and jump the pick. Just swipe at the hands, knock the ball out free.
If you watch that, and when they watch that on film, I'm sure they're going to point it out. He had one hand around the waist of the receiver. He secured the tackle with one hand, and then he came down over the top to bat the ball away. That is absolutely textbook. That's
coverage.
What they tell you to do.
Exactly. Textbook coverage. And again, not to mention, be patient. Don't just sit here and try to jump everything. Be patient. Let the ball come to you. Oh, not sure if we're going to have a false start or an encroachment.
It is a false start. 7:21 to go. It's going to make it 3rd and 9, at least for the Vikings. John Kovach, Nicolas Iacovo with you on the Garden State Athletic Network and the NFA Chess Network. Coming to you from Voorhees High School in Glen Gardner, New Jersey. Voorhees breaks the huddle. 3 receivers up top to the left of Benitez, 1 back to his right. Drops back, he's under pressure, scrambles, he's got to get out, gets tackled at the 1, and it's going to be 4th and 13 from inside the 1-yard line. And Voorhees is going to be punting from the end line.
That's going to be a tough break for Voorhees. Got to get the ball out quickly. Got to find somewhere to go with it.
Timeout called. I did not see who called.
Not sure. I think maybe the timeout might have come from Voorhees.
That one could go either, because if you're Warren Hills and you want to bring the block, or if you're Voorhees and you're afraid Warren Hills is going to try to bring the block, both teams. 6:36 to go in the first half. 27-0 the score in favor of Warren Hills.
There's a piece of wood right my way. That's where the ball lies.
Want to expand your brand's reach across New Jersey? Partner with the Garden State Athletic Network. As a sponsor, you'll showcase your business directly to passionate fans, parents, and local communities during our high-quality live sports coverage. It's the perfect way to build brand awareness while supporting local student athletes and community events. To learn more about sponsorship opportunities, email sponsorships, and that's plural, at GardenStateAthleticNetwork.com. Call 973-738-3881 or scan the QR code on your screen.
It's a safety. High snap went over the punter.
Snap over the head of the punter. So that'll be 2 more and make it 29-0. And Warren Hills will get the ball back. A free kick for Voorhees from the 20. And they can either choose to kick it, place kick it like a kickoff, or punt it. And if you really want to take a chance, you can onside this.
Probably going to have to at this point. Got to get your offense back out on the field. Because you know Warren Hills, they're just going to run the clock out at this point. They're going to play in 2-clock mode. Just let the clock run out. Get on out of here with a win. You're probably going to see the bench players, maybe the 2 start entering in. Maybe you might have the 1s come out here for the first drive of the second half.
No.
But then I wouldn't be shocked if we're looking at drive 2 and you're already seeing the backups come in.
And Voorhees will learn from this. They're going to place kick. Dustin Moak, the senior, is going to kick it off. Again, 6:34 to go. Pops it up, fielded just outside the 30, and good coverage. Big hit by number 21 of Voorhees, Miller Kramer.
You can see some words
And
being
they're
exchanged.
calling, yeah, that was a big hit, and we do have an injury.
Colin, get the camera off the injured guy. Colin, get the camera off the injured guy.
Califon Dental Arts. Looking for a dental practice that treats you like family? Welcome to Califon Dental Arts. Led by Dr. Russell O'Connell, our team delivers gentle, top-quality care for the whole family. From routine checkups to complete smile makeovers, we pair advanced dental technology with a relaxed, comfortable atmosphere to give you the smile you deserve. Visit us at 3 Sliker Drive in Califon. Call 908-832-2300 or book your appointment online at Califon Dental Arts today. Scheibel's Plumbing, HVAC, and Water Treatment is your complete home plumbing provider. Backed by more than 40 years of local experience, their skilled team does it all. From plumbing repairs and water treatment systems to complete heating and air conditioning care with expert technicians and honest, reliable service. Scheibel's keeps your home comfortable, safe, and running smoothly year-round. Call 908-537-6770 or visit scheibelsplumbing.com today. So that was, and it's the number I thought it was, number 13, Jaden Velasquez, the sophomore for Warren Hills, and he is being helped off by the trainers. It is 1st and 10 at the 41, and that was just a devastating hit.
Yeah, that was a big-time layout by Voorhees, but you know what? As sometimes you need that to get a spark of energy, and you can clearly see that has woken up Warren Hills. And got a commotion up top. That looked like it was number 10 for Warren Hills.
That's going to be reshot.
Yeah, that was shot, getting into it a little bit on the outside with, I think that was Steed, I believe is how you pronounce his last name, out of corner.
And it was Wernicke on the carry, and he picked up 6, 2nd and 4. We're inside 6 minutes to go in the first half. 29-0 the score in favor of Warren Hills. The Blue Streaks in white, and they have the ball. Cole Stevens under center. Toss to Silpak. They have him in the backfield.
Elite tackle there by Miller Kramer. That is just a beautiful rip to the outside. Allows you to stay a little bit inside, so if the running back does have to cut in, you can get off your defender. But great job by Kramer. Rip it to the outside and then wrapping up, as we say sometimes with defenders, got to hold on for dear life when you got a running back.
Loss of a yard or two brings up 3rd and a long 6, short 7. 6-7.
Yeah.
6-7, Zach.
I mean that these kids all love.
6-7.
Hey, 26.
Our production staff does not enjoy our humor that we have in the booth.
Oh, I've done worse to him. Trust me. Stevens under center, 2 backs. Drops straight back. He's under pressure. Rolls to his left. Tucks. He's going to try to make this. Ooh. Gets caught. Takes a hit. He's tackled at the Voorhees 44. but it's a first down for Warren Hills.
I'm surprised they didn't give Jonathan Perez a targeting call. It looked like he went helmet to helmet.
I was surprised at that myself because I thought he might have launched himself.
Yeah, I'm surprised that the call wasn't made, but at the end of the day, thankfully, nobody's injured.
And they gave him the 43, so first and 10 at the 43. Coming up on 4 minutes to go in the first half, and Warren Hills out to a 29-0 lead. Jet motion across by Silpak. Takes the handoff. There's a whistle. And false start the call. That'll back them up 5. Stay with us at halftime. We are going to bring you the halftime show put on by the Voorhees Marching Band while we take a break. And then we'll be back for the second half. Also going to check in and get a score for you on that North Hunterton at Del Val game that's going on. It was postponed from last night. Those teams playing for the first time in about 32 years. Stevens takes the snap, hands off, simple blast, and it picks up about 7 yards, gets him past the original line of scrimmage for a second and a long 9. And a lot of talking and trying to calm people down. It's number 8 on the carry, and we're starting to see the replacement. So that was Lucas Schmidt, a sophomore for the Blue Streaks. And for the first time, we're seeing Warren Hills slow things down a little bit, just trying to burn clock. As we come up on 2.5 minutes to go. There's the toss. That's Wernicke. Ladders it outside. Gets to the outside. He's going up the sideline. Touchdown.
Wernicke, great job fighting through tackles, fighting through a bunch of defenders there. Again, just a basic outside toss, nothing too crazy. No jet motion, I think, on that either. So great play, easy touchdown.
Makes it 35-0, which will mean a running clock when the second half starts. 2:20 to go till intermission. And a fired up Warren Hills side. Reshot back in to try the extra point. Kick's good. 36-0 the score with 2:20 to go. We do have a score from Frenchtown and Del Val with a 7-0 lead over North Hunterton as those teams renew acquaintances. Talked to both of those coaches during the week getting ready, and it's something they and the players both would like to see continue, and I got to agree with them. I'd just like to see that local rivalry go. We'll see North Hunterton and Voorhees later in the year in the 51st Milk Can game. $36-0 the score. 2:20 to go in the first half. The kicking team for Warren Hills and the return team for Voorhees back.
Got to give credit, though, to this Voorhees crowd. They are still electric, despite being down what is a large deficit.
They bring it every game. Line drive kick bounces around. Corralled.
think that's Dorr.
I think it's Dorr too, and he did a good job of getting to the middle. Bit of a scramble at the end of this tackle, as if the ball did come out.
Let's see if everyone's going to get. Everyone's
Some
back to their
jawing
feet.
going on. Dorr was the carrier. You had that right, Nick. And it's going to be 1st and 10 for Voorhees from their own 39.
And the primary objective here for Voorhees, get points on this board.
Get points on the board.
Any points that you can get.
Anything you can.
Field goal, touchdown obviously is the goal, but like you got to get some points on the board. Even though you will be down still a large chunk, you got to go into the half with some sort of momentum.
Another timeout for cramping. Stops the clock. If you are ready to buy or sell a home in Hunterdon or Somerset County, meet Holly Lippett with White Shirt Realtors. As a second-generation realtor licensed in both New Jersey and Pennsylvania, Holly brings local market expertise, powerful digital tools, and unmatched negotiation skills to every deal. Whether you're selling for top dollar or finding your ideal home, she makes the process seamless and stress-free. Call Holly Lippett at 908-672-5383 or visit hollylippett.com today. Another cramp, and I can't say I'm surprised, Nick, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but as we said earlier, this is the sort of the negatives you have when you're a team that's constantly just on the field, is that now you're starting to see the cramps pile up, and it's only the second quarter.
Yeah.
You know, that's
But
that's
it's
always
been
the
a
fear.
we're over an hour into this first half. We're an hour and 4 minutes. Pass by Benitez, out to the sideline, caught.
Snuffed out immediately by Wernicke. Great job as a linebacker coming down on the bubble screen, immediately flying through those offensive blockers.
Great read.
Making a great play.
Great read. Vernick on the catch, by the way. Brings up 2nd and 12.
Interesting here, Voorhees. They're not electing to play with a ton of urgency. I mean,
No,
the clock's running down.
They're running clock here. We're inside a minute and a half. I'm trying to see the back judge, looking for the hand. Snap it. It's a handoff. First time in a while we've seen the ball go to Mosier, and Paul Mosier.
And that's just an excellent play call there by Mosier. Mosier just on an easy kind of outside zone, a little bit of a stretch run. Take advantage of the soft spot that Warren Hills was giving you on the defense. Fly through, make the play.
And he gets Voorhees into Warren Hills territory. 1st and 10 at the Streaks 47. 55 seconds to go and running. Two receivers each side. Mosier the lone back. He's looking for a bleed. Benitez gets it off. Missed tackle. Dorr tiptoes. He's going to move the sticks. And he stops the clock with 36 seconds to go.
And Dorr on just a basic hitch route. It's the quarterback's best friend. And look right here on instant replay. Dorr, easy 5-yard hitch, but he does a great job of staying open, finding an open space, allowing Benitez to be able to, on the run, get it quickly to him, and then Dorr just being a football player, making a couple-man miss on the outside. And look at that, and you got Voorhees near the red zone for the first time today.
Yeah, I mean, and you know they want to take this in, get something positive going before the half.
And the big key there, Dorr went out of bounds, so you don't have to burn a timeout, which stops the clock.
Low snap is picked up by Benitez. Fires it across. It's batted up in the air. Batted around. A big hit, but totally legit because the ball had been tipped. Knocks Vernick off his feet. It's an incomplete pass. Stops the clock with 30 seconds to go and brings up 2nd and 10. Once that ball is touched, there's no interference rules.
Live play, and that's a dangerous throw. Throwing back into the middle of the field, particularly when you had a lot of Warren Hills players kind of just standing in line, just waiting.
When I saw his eyes go where they went in the middle, I'm like, you really sure about that?
Yeah, that's a dangerous game you're playing here, Benitez. 3 receivers, one really out wide. Oh, fumbled snap.
A bad snap covered by Benitez. Smart play by him, and immediately Voorhees takes timeout.
And this is the frustrations that are starting to set in for Voorhees. You drive down the field, very few great plays, and then all of a sudden, the moment that you find some open grass, next thing you know, it's a ball on the ground, a near interception. You got to find some momentum in these next 20 seconds.
But this is what Matt Ivanchko, the head coach of Voorhees, said to me before the game. He talked, and it was all about playing within themselves. And I think they're starting to press now.
You got to make sure that you're staying in your lane, finding what works. And what has worked for Voorhees, to their credit, has been a lot of just similar to what Warren Hills has been doing, which is which has been a lot of power running and really just jamming the ball downfield. They haven't really thrown the ball throughout the air. Granted, it's also been, we haven't seen Benitez really have to challenge the defense throughout the air.
Hasn't had the ball enough to do it.
Exactly. You know, we haven't seen Voorhees' offense a lot. I mean, it looked like that first quarter, if we're going to go on the time possession, when we find out on a stat sheet, it probably was night and day between the time of possession.
I was just thinking, I wish we had somebody keeping time of possession, because it's got to be horrifying. 3 receivers up top to the left-hand side. Benitez rolls right, throws to the single receiver. There's a lot of hand fighting going on, and there's a flag. That could go either way. I'm going to wait and see how this signal goes.
They're probably going to give it to, looks like PI.
It is pass interference, and it is.
It's pass interference going to go on Warren Hills.
I hear what you're saying. Wait for the referee to tell me. It'd be nice if I had some light here so I could see.
Wow, that was quick.
So now 16 seconds to go.
Hey, hold on. Hey, Mark, I ran the clock about an extra 4 seconds. Anybody else have that?
And there's a discussion going on now. This might be the clock. We're getting a signal up top as to what the time should be.
2-0, sir. 2-0, sir. I'm trying to see.
20 seconds on the clock
Hold on.
when we resume, and it's 3rd and 4.
I think, again, if you are Warren Hills, I think you got to Voorhees, I think you got to just take the shot to the end zone.
Oh, yeah, I don't think you have any chance.
I think maybe you're going to see the ball go to door on this play here. Just go deep downfield. He had a bit of a stutter and go on that last route that caught the pass interference call. So you might see him maybe try to run that deep smash route that we've seen earlier with Warren Hills that's been working so well for them. You might see here with Dorr kind of breaking it onto the inside and then cutting it right back out.
3rd and 4. The ball is at the 20 of Warren Hills. They lead 36-0. Voorhees threatening for the first time. Ball's up. It's an out. It's caught, and it's going to be 1st and goal at the 1. They have to clock this. It's running. And that's what the offensive coordinator's yelling out to his team. And a timeout called by Warren Hills.
Shocking timeout.
There's 8 seconds showing on the scoreboard. It's going to be 1st and goal at the 1-yard line, I believe. Can we see that again, Zach, or are we beyond point of no return on that?
And see on instant replay here.
So 2 receivers go in, and the backside receiver
just on a deep cross.
Yeah, it's
just a deep cross. Sometimes you'll call that a bit of a clear-out route, where it's just basically your whole job is to get across the field as quickly as possible, get the defense's eyes on you so everything goes underneath. But on that time, you had everything going underneath. You had 2 kind of short kind of in routes.
The twin ends coming in from the left side open that up.
Exactly.
And just bought enough space for Benitez, and they were going front pylon. They're only about a stride short of the end zone.
I think maybe here you're going to see, it looks like maybe you might have a whip action on this right side potentially, or maybe a little bit of a natural pick being set. They might get maybe Benitez on a bit of a sprint outlook.
2 receivers wide to each side. And Mozier's about half a step behind Benitez. Jet across. Benitez rolls. Ball's up. Incomplete, but they're going to get another snap.
And as I said, that was the natural pick that you saw earlier. 2 receivers filing in. Then you get a guy in motion on the jet with the clear out. Love the call. Just unfortunately not able to execute. It also looked like the jetting receiver. I think that was number 5, Vernick, who kind of just fell a little bit going across the field.
Lost. I think he had to I think he tried to do a Warner Brothers Looney Tunes move and stop his feet and come back for the ball, and that's never going to work. But that's... When I was coaching, that was my 2-point play there. Twin slant shoot.
And twin slant, you get the quick out into the flat, natural pick. You don't have to worry about the PI call. You get the pick naturally being set.
You don't have to hit. They'll clear themselves.
Exactly.
They're doing their job. And if they don't, you're going to hit them under the goalpost.
And also, again, you're in man coverage, so you know that the pick is going to be there.
Jet the other way now. Vernick, Z motion. Benitez, balls up. Incomplete. And 1 tick remains on the clock.
So now here's the question.
Before halftime.
Do you go for 3, guarantee yourselves, or at the very least have a good chance of guaranteeing yourselves 3 points, or do you try and kind of risk it all going for the 7?
My initial feeling right now is you've got to show confidence in your young offense and say, we're getting 6.
I think so.
We're getting 6 right now. And you guys are getting the 6 tonight, right now, and this is where you're going to do it.
That's a great point.
Because then you can go in. Because if you kick it here, then wow, he doesn't think we can do it.
I think also it's also a huge momentum swing too. You get yourself some momentum going into the half.
And here also that you can afford to run the ball. It's the last play anyway. Ball is up, batted away, falls incomplete. Lot of whistles. And that's the half. 36-0 in favor of Warren Hills here on the Garden State Athletic Network and the NFHS Network. We are going to bring you the halftime show, so you can stick around and enjoy that. The other side, the theme of this, I saw some of it as they practiced during pregame. Some good stuff here. We'll be back for the second half right after intermission.
This high school gym used to be packed most nights. Not anymore. Do you know why? Because bad behavior by fans, especially adults, has caused a shortage of game officials across the country. You see, without officials, we can't have sports. Don't let this become reality. It's time for a change. Let's bench bad behavior for good.
Today's game is presented by the Harrington Companies. From breaking ground to bringing your home and garden to life, the Harrington Companies have been building and growing right here in New Jersey. Need heavy-duty clearing or eco-friendly disposal? Harrington Demolition and Recycling clears the path safely and sustainably. Have any paving needs, utility needs, or major site work done? W.J. Harrington & Sons Contracting delivers precision engineering built to last generations. And for your lawn, garden, and outdoor projects? Hoffman's Supply Home and Garden Center has the premium tools, plants, and local expertise to get the job done right. Demolition, construction, garden and supply. The Harrington Companies, New Jersey's trusted partner from the ground up. Visit us today.
My favorite thing about playing high school sports is definitely the community it builds.
It's taught me leadership, it's taught me resilience.
Many people might go on to not play collegiately, but they can take a lot of skills that they learn and use it in their professional life, in their future careers.
High school sports are worth protecting because it gives students an outlet to grow, to become a leader, to become what they want to be.
From Major completing the ball is the man right.
All of our lives, we experience duality. Up and down, left, and right. Darkness in the evening, and the morning's fresh light. There are two sides of every story you know. How often do we stay on one side? Because that is all that we know.
Nice to meet you. Likewise. Yeah,
What if we discovered that the other side is closer than we thought?
Does he have the shitty tripod?
This high school gym used to be packed most nights. Not anymore. Do you know why? Because bad behavior by fans, especially adults, has caused a shortage of game officials across the country. You see, without officials, we can't have sports. Don't let this become reality. It's time for a change. Let's bench bad behavior for good.
Today's game is presented by the Harrington Companies. From breaking ground to bringing your home and garden to life, the Harrington Companies have been building and growing right here in New Jersey. Need heavy-duty clearing or eco-friendly disposal? Harrington Demolition and Recycling clears the path safely and sustainably. Have any paving needs, utility needs, or major site work done? W.J. Harrington & Sons Contracting delivers precision engineering built to last generations. And for your lawn, garden, and outdoor projects? Hoffman's Supply Home and Garden Center has the premium tools, plants, and local expertise to get the job done right. Demolition, construction, garden and supply. The Harrington Companies, New Jersey's trusted partner from the ground up. Visit us today.
My favorite thing about playing high school sports is definitely the community it builds.
It's taught me leadership, it's taught me resilience.
Many people might go on to not play collegiately, but they can take a lot of skills that they learn and use it.
Today's game is presented by Champion Athletes Sports Nutrition. Brought to you by Dan Wernickoff. This is a program built on real, proven results. It's a practical meal system the whole family can enjoy, using simple, everyday ingredients you can find at any local supermarket. If you want to lose weight, feel energized, and take control of your health, give them a call today. Champion Athletes Sports Nutrition, fueling everyday champions.
From coast to coast and every state between, X marks the spot as Max Preps is your source for everything high school sports. From schedules, roster, stats, live scores, video highlights, photos, playoff brackets, to award programs that recognize the hard-working athletes across the country. Max Preps gives you access to every team, every game, and every player. Get in the know today by downloading the Max Preps app, available in both the iTunes and Google Play Store. Or visit maxpreps.com, America's source for high school sports.
Today's game is presented by Performance Trophies and Medals in Randolph, New Jersey. When the final whistle blows, make sure you're ready to celebrate your team's hard work with the best awards in the business. Whether you need custom trophies for a championship season, personalized plaques for your coaches, or high-quality medals for the entire roster, they provide craftsmanship you can be proud to hand out. Make your next awards ceremony unforgettable. Visit Performance Trophies and Medals in Randolph today and recognize your champions the right way. Want to reach passionate sports fans across New Jersey? Partner with the Garden State Athletic Network. We rely on local businesses to keep our high-quality live streams free for viewers. With both network and game sponsorships available, you can maximize your reach across the state or align your brand with a specific local team. Your investment directly showcases New Jersey student athletes to highly engaged communities. Support local sports today. Email sponsorships at gardenstateathleticnetwork.com. Call 973-738-3881 or scan the QR code on your screen. Thank you for your support.
36-0 the score in favor of Warren Hills here at Voorhees High School. John Kovach, Nick Iacovo coming to you live on the Garden State Athletic Network and on the NFHS Network. Not a surprise to me, Nick, that Warren Hills is already out there. They're stretching and getting loose. And Voorhees, they're probably still making. So here they come down the runway. And it was just an avalanche by the Blue Streak. They scored. They stopped. Voorhees elects to take the ball off the opening kickoff. They get a 3-and-out deep. Excuse me. Warren Hills wastes no time scoring. Minute and a half in, they're on the board. They're upset. And then we just have a series of squib kicks that get recovered, and it just piles up. It's for Warren Hills.
It seemed like nothing could go right for Voorhees, even when there were opportunities for things to happen for Voorhees. They just couldn't find any opportunities to really find the end zone. And, you got to give credit to Warren Hills. They played an outstanding game. But what I think is the most surprising, you have Warren Hills walking in. You have all this buzz about this offense. This defense obviously has been playing great, and I'll talk about that in a second. You have a top 10 returning passer in the state, and he has provided a couple of very good throws, but has not really been a factor in this game. It has been the run game by Warren Hills that has been shocking to me over how outstanding it's been.
Well, the field position hasn't lent itself to a run and gun. I mean, Warren Hills started the first, I think, 4 drives in Voorhees territory, no worse than midfield.
Exactly. And, you also got to give credit to Warren Hills. Their schemes have not been terribly creative. No disrespect to the staff whatsoever, but it's been a lot of just very basic smash mouth power runs, tosses, inside zones, a little bit of an ISO here and there. It's been a lot of smash mouth football, but what has been the key to this, they have ran it out of multiple formations, and the formation that I think they've had the most success with today has been that 2-back split set with a receiver jetting across the field, and they're going in with the toss. I think it's been outstanding what Warren Hills has been able to do today, but now we got to see what Voorhees can do. And I think for Voorhees, if you want to find any semblance of life in this game, there's going to be a running clock this half. You're down by 36. You get a 3-and-out. Maybe have a bit of a conversation here.
Oh, yeah, you want to get, you want to get on the board.
Yeah, getting on the board I think is a must for Voorhees. You have to get on the board.
Don't want to get shut out. Not in the opener.
Not in the opener, not at home. But most of all, I think it's the way that they've been shut out, which has been they haven't had the opportunities to really go and score. Their defense has been on the field a lot today.
And we talked about this in the first half, and it is always a great atmosphere here at Voorhees. The players in the stretch lines getting the fans fired up, the fans responding. They're expecting a good half of football, and you know that the speeches in the locker room, hey, they scored 36 and a half. Why can't we?
Exactly. You can find a way to score at 36, but I think most of all, if you're Voorhees, play with some pride, I think, this half. You're down big. Coming back from this is like climbing Mount Everest. But I think at Voorhees, you could show some life, show some fire, get it out here, put a couple scoring drives together. You got yourselves a bit of a game, and I think you can look back in the film and say, hey, you know what? Got off to a slow start, rallied in the second half, played really well down the stretch. Can look at it with much more of a positive attitude.
Other games coming to you on the Garden State Athletic Network right now, and you can watch those in their entirety after we are done here. Del Val with a 14-0 lead over North Hunterdon, and Phillipsburg and Parkland of Pennsylvania are tied at 14 with about 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. Again, 36-0 the score here in favor of visiting Warren Hills, and they will get the ball to start the second half. Kick is up. It's short. It's bounced off. It's loose. Scramble for it.
See what they rule it.
I'm looking. Depends what color shirt you're wearing, which way you're pointing. And it is a first down for Warren Hills at their own 28-yard line.
And we just mentioned finding some semblance of life. I mean, Voorhees, you come out swinging here with the special teams. But now let's see. I think this is going to be the most intriguing is who comes out here for Warren Hills. And you still got Cole Stevens back out there at quarterback.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's an interesting call. I mean,
I think you'll see him for a little bit third quarter.
I don't know. I mean, you're up this much. I think if you definitely put a scoring drive here, I think his day might be done after this. But I'm surprised Warren Hill's keeping the ones in.
Two backs. Stevens under center. Hands off to the second back through, who tries a spin move and picks up about 10 on first down. And it's Warren Hills picking up right where they left off.
Exactly. Once again, just smash mouth football, pounding the rock inside. Very easy, kind of power zone running. Nothing too fancy, nothing too crazy. Big first down game that was Silpak.
And this is a running clock, so we're already a minute and a half in. After that scramble on the loose ball on the kickoff, the clock ran through all that.
Exactly. And now I think, again, you're kind of just looking, if you are Warren Hills, kind of just grind the clock out. If the ideal scenario would be you go into the fourth quarter, you still have the ball.
Another handoff on 1st and 10.
I'm not sure who that was. That might have been.
That is number 8, and that is and that's Lucas Schmidt, a sophomore. And we got a viable Warren Hills roster not long before kickoff, and it is grouped by grade and not in number order, which is every broadcaster's favorite
dream.
thing. Everybody wants to do that hunt. Toss. It's Silpak. He finds a seam and gets into Voorhees territory. 1st and 10 at the Vikings 44.
Excellent blocking on the outside by Reese Schott. A fantastic block. He has a wide receiver on the toss. Getting your corner outside, forcing him away. So now you give your running back a chance to cut upfield and gain big yards on the halfback toss.
I love when a receiver blocks well. I really do.
As a receivers coach, it fires me up like no other when you see the receivers blocking, because then that shows.
When the feet don't stop moving, the hands are inside on the breastplate. That's the best. Whistles all over the place. The clock will not stop on this. Or it will. Never mind.
False start call, I think, on Warren Hills. Looks like. Yep, going to back him up 5.
And then the clock starts immediately. First and 15 now at the Voorhees 49. Inside 8.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. We're in a running clock with Warren Hills up 36-0. Still two backs, jet motion across. Counter is caught at the line. Still able to drag a tackler for 4 yards. It's going to bring up.
You got to give credit to Silpak. He is running extremely hard this game. Really, really carrying the load for this Warren Hills roster. And, again, got to give him credit. Nothing too fancy, just basic smash mouth, fake the toss, hand it right back off to the back, going right up the middle of the field, and you're dragging the defender about 4 extra yards.
And he's a sophomore.
Exactly. I mean, when you have sophomores making plays like that, it does wonders for you.
You're watching that thinking, I got this for for the rest of this year and 2 more years. Jet motion toward us. Toss. Silpak cuts in, tries to cut back out. He's brought down. A lot of is there a flag?
Doesn't look like there's a flag. I think maybe we might have stopped. We had a helmet come off.
Ah, that's it.
Yeah, I think that was for Warren Hills, it was number 64 for Warren Hills, if I could find it on the roster.
And the rule on that now is if the helmet comes off, you've got to
take the play off.
Take the next play off unless it is ripped off by a foul.
Yeah, that was Ethan Smith whose helmet got ripped off for the Blue Streak.
Coming up on 6:40 to go in the third quarter. Warren Hills with a 36-0 lead, the ball, and they're driving. Bootleg, under pressure, Stevens throws, has an open man, but the pass falls just short, and it's going to be 4th and 7, I'm going to call it, from just outside the 40. And Nick, correct me if I'm wrong, I think this is the first time we've seen 4 on the box.
I believe so for
Warren Hills has had the ball.
I thought in that pass, though, I thought if Stevens had a little bit more time, I thought he was going to go to reshot on a crosser, just wide open. There was nobody in sight.
But the underneath route that he threw to was wide open, too.
Exactly. The underneath
and maybe
crossers.
there was... Sorry, Nick. Maybe there was some indecision there. He might have seen both of them.
Maybe, but I think also you had some pressure in his face as well. So I think he kind of just had to get the ball out quickly. I think he definitely would have gone over the top to shot.
And Warren Hills, with their first punt, they angle it, and it's going to bounce out of bounds around the 5th, right at the 15-yard line. Voorhees will take over 1st and 10. The clock running just inside 5.5 minutes to go in the third quarter.
Not ideal for Voorhees. Obviously, you're now working with the clock not in your favor. But I think with 5 minutes to go, you certainly can piece together a drive before the fourth quarter hits that could get you in the end zone.
And you kept them out of the end zone.
Exactly. Keep the momentum going. Now, again, I think it's going to be intriguing to see who Warren Hills is going to play now. Maybe you see some backups, the twos maybe entering in potentially on the next offensive drive. But
your defense, you may keep the starters in just to try to preserve that 0.
Exactly. I think maybe you keep the starters in on defense, maybe put the twos in on offense. But let's see what Voorhees can do now offensively. Coming out of half, let's see what's been drawn up.
Handoff across. And a run up the middle for a gain of 1.
And, I got to give credit to Benitez for a young quarterback coming in. First start of the season. Didn't start last year, obviously, as it was well touted from Voorhees. He does not look like he's been rushed. It does not look. He looks composed, which I think is shocking considering the deficit that he finds himself in.
I think that might be a goal tonight on the Voorhees side, is to teach these young men composure, to teach them to play within themselves, find some positives from this. You're up against a team that was an offensive juggernaut last year. Benitez to throw. Ball's up. He had a man open, but he overthrows Jonathan Perez, the junior.
I think that was a little bit more on Perez than it was on Benitez. I think Perez ran his route a little too flat going into the corner route. I think if he just keeps it a little bit skinny, gets up top, you're looking at a perfect ball there, and that could have been a huge momentum swing in favor for Voorhees.
I think it also didn't help Benitez. There was a big pile in front of him and a lot of hands up, and he kind of had to put some arc on that to get it out of there, and I don't think that helped him.
I got to put a lot of touch on it, maybe a little too much touch. The ball kind of just fell in the air and kind of just hung out there, but now third and about 9.
Yeah, long 8. Benitez back to pass. Ball's up. He has a man on the post. Oh! And it's off the hands. Ryan Vernick, stride for stride with a defender. It was just them out there.
And that was your quarterback making the play. That was Cole Stevens on the coverage on the deep route there. Again, another wobbly pass by Benitez. I think if Benitez gets a tighter spiral on a lot of these throws, you're looking at a lot more completions than this young man has currently on his stat sheet.
4th and 8. Benitez lined up in the gun. We have seen him step back and punt, and I think that's what we're seeing here again. He steps back. Snap bounces to him. He gets off a line drive that's bouncing, and Warren Hills wisely moves away from it. Ball dies just outside the 45, where the blue streak will take over 1st and 10 as we come up on a minute and a half left in the third quarter with the clock running 36-0 in favor of Warren Hills. John Kovach, Nick Iacovo with you on the Garden State Athletic Network and the NFHS Network.
And look at out here on the offensive side, and you can see Warren Hills, they're keeping the starters in. Some new players have entered. We'll give them credit for that. I think some skill positions have entered, but Stevens is still out there running the show at QB.
Well, with the running clock, too, you want to get guys snaps in week 1, and you're not getting as many with the clock not stopping.
No, not at all. But I think, again, you're subbing in some extra skill guys, giving them some more room.
Single back. Handoff up the middle. And that was Noah Wernicke again. He picks up 5. Coming up on 30 seconds to go in the third quarter. I mean, really, Warren Hills doesn't have to snap the ball here.
No, you don't really have to, but I think it is smart. Kind of snap the ball, just keep the clock going.
Yeah.
Maybe get one more snap in before the end of this quarter.
Back to a 2-back look with a flanker to the right, top of your screen. Hand off to the second back through. He picks up a few as the third quarter expires. That was
Adam Stone on the carry, number 2.
And after 3 quarters, Warren Hills with a 36-0 lead over Voorhees. Our coverage tonight brought to you by Califon Dental Arts. Looking for a dental practice that treats you like family? Welcome to Califon Dental Arts, led by Dr. Russell O'Connell. Our team delivers gentle, top-quality care for the whole family. From routine checkups to complete smile makeovers, we pair advanced dental technology with a relaxed, comfortable atmosphere to give you the smile you deserve. Visit us at 3 Sliker Road in Califon. Call 908-832-2300 or book your appointment online at CalifonDentalArts.com today. And Scheibel's Plumbing, HVAC, and water treatment. Need complete home solutions you can depend on? Welcome to Scheibel's Plumbing, Heating, and Water Treatment. Backed by over 40 years of local expertise, their skilled team does it all. From plumbing repairs and water treatment systems to complete heating and air conditioning care with expert technicians and honest, reliable service. Scheibel's keeps your home comfortable, safe, and running smoothly year-round. Call 908-537-6770 or visit scheibelsplumbing.com today. 3rd and 3. Oh, don't stop. I could have finished that read in normal speed, Zach. And a penalty. False start, it appears. Backs it up 5. Now 3rd and 7 from the 45. No, excuse, from the 40, 43, 42. I think we do. Do we have a new quarterback?
Oh. Find out on the snap. Yes,
Yes,
indeed.
we do. In a quarterback now.
It's number 16.
Yep.
That is Justin Tierney, a sophomore.
Get him some snaps.
Exactly. We mentioned this earlier. Get your QB some snaps. Get him some reps. Get him at least the feeling of, even though you are up big, hey, this is what it's like playing on a varsity field. This is what it's like playing out at the next level stage. And so now you're at a 4th down here.
Well, also, I'm certain that he came not expecting to get in. So he got a call. He's there with his buddies watching the game. Tierney, you're up.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how this game is. Somebody gets banged up, something happens. Hey, next man up. He tosses to number 25, and that's Max Rodriguez, also a sophomore. Rodriguez picks up a few, but not enough, and it's going to be turned over on downs. Voorhees taking over at their own 39, 1st and 10. 10 and a half minutes to go in this game. $36-0 in favor of Warren Hills. Still 14-0 in favor of Delaware Valley in that game. Benitez throws it high. It's picked off. And I believe that's Tierney.
Yep, Tierney on the interception. Just a batted ball.
And there was some zip on that pass.
Yeah, there was a little bit too much heat on the throw. You can see the offensive coordinators for Voorhees immediately telling them, like, hey, got to understand. Not every throw has to go 100 miles an hour. Sometimes you got to have a little bit more touch on throws.
Have you ever had that conversation with a quarterback? Hey, I'm all impressed with how hard you throw it, but could you throw it so the other guy can catch it?
All the
Because
time.
You're not. Yeah, I'm really impressed that you can zip it, that you can throw it this far. If the other guy at the other end of that can't catch it, we're just wasting our time.
Exactly. I always tell quarterbacks, like, listen, throwing the ball hard is nice. It always does because it allows you to fit into tighter windows.
Yeah.
But sometimes, though, I always say, if you're going to throw it that hard, you better make sure your guy's going to be able to catch it. Because if not, then you're going to see it on film. Hey, give him an easier throw.
Handoff in the backfield. Tacklers pass the ball carrier until
Big tackle there by, I believe that was Ryder Bello who made the tackle.
I think you're right.
I think that was Bello who made the play. Oh, no, excuse me. That was number 18. That was
it 8? Yeah, that's Jake Benitez.
That's Benitez on the tackle.
I thought it was a 16, and that was what was throwing me.
No, that's an 8.
Today's game is brought to you by the number 8. Thanks, Nick. What are you laughing at? 8 coming up on 8 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. And Warren Hill's just taking its time now.
Timeout called. Letting the clock run down.
2nd and 10. 7:54 to go. You ready to buy or sell a home in Hunterdon or Somerset County? Meet Holly Lippett with White Shirt Realtors. As a second-generation realtor licensed in both New Jersey and Pennsylvania, Holly brings local market experience, powerful digital tools, and unmatched negotiation skills to every deal. Whether you're selling for top dollar or finding your ideal home, she makes the process seamless and stress-free. Call Holly Lippett at 908-672-5383 or visit hollylippett.com today. Looking for honest, dependable auto repair in Hunterdon County? Welcome to Endress Automotive in Hampton. From routine oil changes and tire service to complex engine diagnostics and brake repairs, their expert technicians handle it all to keep your vehicle running safely and smoothly. With top-tier customer service and quality craftsmanship, Endress Automotive is the local shop you can trust. Visit them at 22 East Main Street in Hampton. Call 908-537-2242 or head to endressautomotive.com. 2nd and 10. Second back through for Warren Hills, and he picks up 10 and moves the chains. And I think
it was 25. Looked like. That was Max Rodriguez. Yep.
Thank you, Nick. Already inside 7.5 minutes to go in this final quarter. 36-0 in favor of Warren Hills. They have the ball.
Handoff, that's Rodriguez again, and Rodriguez just gets stuffed at the line of scrimmage. So now you're looking at about 3rd and maybe 9, I'd say.
They haven't moved a box yet, but I would have to agree with you.
Or 2nd down, excuse me, pardon me, my God. I would say this again, give credit to this Voorhees crowd. Down by a lot, but just looking out to my right, that section is still filled.
Again, they bring a good crowd, especially on a special night, and tonight being Salute to Service night. They get very into it, and they're enthusiastic. Handoff on the play action, and a bit of a maul there. Pick up a couple. That's going to bring up about 3rd and 8. You were just a play early.
Our lovely production staff over here is trying to get me to break with jokes. It's not going to work, bud. We'll give him credit, though, for trying. So we got 3rd and 8 here.
Now, next Thursday, September 3rd, Voorhees will be at New Providence. That game will be here on the Garden State Athletic Network. Another run, trying to keep the chains moving.
.430 to go.
Another handoff, another pile. Moves to chains, I think.
No, I think he might be short.
Hey, might be short. I based that on the top of the pile. Now, an interesting stretch coming up for Warren Hills. And I'm going to be watching this because they're going to Morris Hills next Friday. Then on the 10th, they're going to host Morris Knolls. Then they're at Del Val on the 18th. At Newton on the 25th. Hosting Mendham on the 2nd. Hosting Roxbury on the 9th. At Randolph on October 16th. And then finishing up with Hackettstown.
I think
that's a tough schedule.
That Hackettstown game, I think, is going to be electric. I think it's going to be interesting to see how that rivalry week is going to go.
Ball turned over on downs. They were short. Benitez out to an open receiver. Ball hits the turf, though. Incomplete. 3:20 to go in regulation.
It's a miscommunication out wide, too, with the running back as well. Running into Benitez, kind of making him have to throw it a second late. Maybe potentially could get the ball out there earlier, and then you could probably give your receiver a chance in space. So now we got 2nd and long.
Fakes that there's utter chaos in the backfield, and Benitez is just running for his life toward the North Warren sideline.
There's communication coming out here from the Voorhees side.
The running back's running one play, and Benitez is running the other. That'll be something they'll work out before next week. Want to thank our crew tonight. Zach Komar, our producer. Colin Berg on camera. Clock stopped with 2:19 to go.
$2.19 to go. John, this is going to be my question for you. Go a little bit of a mock interview with us as coaches. What's the message you're giving to Voorhees in the locker room after this type of game?
You have to stay in yourselves. You have to do your job, and that is what Matt Ivancho said to me before the game, and he said that's what they stressed, because I do think you saw some pressing, and that ended up with mistakes here and mistakes there. You got to clean these mistakes up. And are they all trying to replace Sam Meekings and Matteo Tramutola? Because they were guys that, I could sit back and let's take the Milk Can game the last time we were here. Yeah, North Hunterdon scored, and it was 7-0, and we were struggling, and we weren't looking sharp at all. And then all of a sudden, Tramutola turns it on and just puts the game on his shoulders, and they carry the Milk Can trophy home for only the 14th time in 50 years. And they qualify for the States. Well, now it's on you guys to step up, and you have to realize you have to step up. You only have to step up for your position. You don't have to replace everybody. Do your job, and it's going to be okay. Focus on getting your job done, on making that catch. And we had stuff there that was open. And it could have been, you might not have won tonight, but there were things that could have worked and made it different.
Yeah, I think there was a lot to look at that's very good. And if on the outside, one of the plays right here.
Nice sweep. He and I kind of want to see that. And that's Perez. He thinks his knee didn't hit. Now, the officials already decided it did. You can get up and run all you want, but they're moving you back. Which brings up a 4th and 6. Minute and a half to go. So we're a couple of snaps from this going final. And again, it's going to be Warren Hills taking their 1-0 record to Morris Hills in Rockaway. And we'll be with you with this Voorhees team as they try to right the ship up at New Providence. Handoff across, and a big sweep and a punishing run there with the ball going back to Paul Mosier, the freshman starter. Coming up on 45 seconds to go.
You know what the most positive thing about this game is?
What's that?
We're back. Football season is back, bud.
It's football season. It's a long off season. Unfortunately, if you're Voorhees, you've been waiting to get the taste of that 53-0 trip to Camden. Big balls up. Oh, and through the hands of the open receiver, Jake Benitez, who had outrun the defense. I think you're seeing some subs on defense. You're seeing some different guys on the Voorhees offense as the final seconds tick off. They'll line up at the 50. 36-0 your final here. So you've just got to wait a little longer to get the taste of that Camden game in the States out of your mouth.
And I think it's a wake-up call also for Voorhees. You know what? We have a young team. We have a building team. You know what? Game one, a little bit shaky to open things up. But you know what? Now it's the bounce-back week. Let's see how we go heading into week 2.
That's going to do it. 36-0 your final. For Zach Komar and Colin Berg and Nick Iacovo, this is John Kovach. Thanks for joining us on the NFHS Network and the Garden State Athletic Network.